Hello Darts Nutz. I'm going to do a review of a set of Target Perfect Storm Lightning darts. These are 22-gram dart, 90% tungsten. These retail for around £39, but these ones have got a chrome coating in the rings. I don't know if you can see it through but it gives the darts a little bit of a unique blingy look. And as usual, the darts are fitted already with the shafts and flights inside the foam insert, and these are the Pro Grip shafts. This is a short size, and you've got some quite nice vision flights. I think they are the standard shape, or small standard, but has quite a nice graphic on it of the storm effect, like a sea storm with lightning bolts. And with all the storm darts, they're fitted with storm points, which gives a nice smooth transition from the barrel to the point, and these are the grooved storm points. So that's what you get in the box. Let's have a close look at it. Like I said, the darts are fitted with a Target grooved storm point, and it gives it a very nice profile to the front of the barrel, especially with the shape of this barrel with that nice taper. Just transitions very smoothly onto the point there, and as you can see, the front of the barrel's got a few grooves in it. I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but like I said, all these grooves have got chrome inlays, so it's a chrome coating in the grooves, but how they get that in, I don't know. There must be some special technique for getting it in without getting it all over the barrel. I don't know. On the front you've got the Target logo, and this grip here on the scallop it's like a standard kind of a ring grip, and then a slightly wider ring grip on the rear, but the scallop itself acts like a kind of a grip. But like I said, I think it's probably going to suit middle grippers the most, but I'll still give it a throw from there just to see. But there's even a little bit of grip on the rear, so rear grippers may get away with it as well, but I'm likely going to be gripping it around about there, so it'll be interesting to see how it flies with my grip. And then you've got your short Pro Grip shafts, and these quite nice flights, so let's see through picture. So I'll just let you look at the dart for a bit, then I'll put the detailed picture up. Okay, here's the detailed picture. It's got a 26mm storm point. There's a tapered nose with a smooth section at the front of 2.5mm, and then there's a couple of rings and 3 grooves, which is 5.2mm wide. And then there's a taped section of 8mm with the Target logo, which leads into a reverse taper towards the scallop of 2.6mm. And the scallop is made up of these thin cut rings, which is 14.5mm wide. Then you've got a tapered band, which is 2.7mm wide, and then a section where the rings are a little bit wider, that's 9mm, and then it tapers off towards the end of the barrel for 7.5mm. Overall length is 52.2mm, and the width is 6.7mm. Alright, I'll just take some measurements along the barrel. It might be a little bit awkward to get the length with the storm point on, because I haven't got nothing to push against, so I'll just have to kind of gauge that. That says, that gets squared up, it's 52.22mm, and the widest section, well, it's either going to be on that front or on the rear. I'll just measure that front bit first. That says 6.75, and this ring grip on the rear, that's 6.77. So I'd say the width is about 6.7 on the widest sections, and on the middle of the scallop it goes quite thin, 5.65 millimeters, and you've got quite a thin taper as well to the nose of the barrel, just above the storm point. It's about 3.3 millimeters. Right, I'll compare the weight of the barrels now, see how they match up. That one is 22.14 grams. That one is 22.14. And that is 22.17, so it's pretty closely matched there. And the weight of the full setup is 23.7 grams. Right, I'll see if I can find the balance, but it might be awkward because I think it's just going to go into the scallop no matter how I try. Because of the shape of the barrel, it's going to be too weird trying to get it. Yeah, just as I thought, it just rests into the scallop there, so it's hard to be exactly right, but it looks, with nothing attached, it could be very slightly front weighted. Just, if you look at the scallop as well, I try to get my thumb tip on it, I would say that the scallop may not be exactly in the middle of the barrel. It looks as if there's more on there, so it could be a very slightly front weighted dart in any case, but it's probably going to move a little bit with the full setup. Just very slightly. So with the full setup it probably just moves a little bit further up the scallop, but not much. So that's the detailed look at the target lightning storm dart. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. I'm holding the dart kind of on this knuckle at the front. Doesn't feel quite right there because sometimes it's kind of moving about a little bit. It just feels a little bit strange. I'm probably going to have to throw it from there because obviously I think that's where it's designed to throw, but just for a little experiment I'm going to hold a little bit closer to the nose of the barrel, so I'm more on the taper just to see how that feels. It doesn't feel quite right holding it on that knuckle, it just feels a little bit off balance. I'll try a bit closer to the nose. Feels a bit better there, but the only problem is I'm almost just gripping the dart by the point, so I might one more throw from there. I can throw it a little bit better from there than it was from the knuckle, but again it doesn't feel quite right. So probably a dart it's not going to suit a front grip, but as you can see it looks as if it's designed for a centre grip, so I'm just going to have a throw from there now. It's very comfortable holding it in that scallop in the middle. It's definitely better balance there, just a little bit strange for me. Give it a couple of more throws. One thing I'm noticing though, gripping it there, is I'm getting a lot of spin in the dart. Yeah, I think if you're a natural centre gripper, you'll probably like that quite a lot. It's very comfortable to hold there, and the balance is very nice. For me, it's still a little bit too strange. I know I've got two trebles there, but I think it's probably more fluke than anything else. But I kind of was better throwing it from there. It felt as if it was easier for me to throw. From there, it's probably just because it's not my natural grip. I tend to be kind of forcing it a little bit more. But just for the sake of experiment, I'm going to try on that ray grip. That's definitely more strange than the centre. Give it one more throw. I definitely think it's a dart that's going to suit centre grippers, definitely. I mean, if you're a natural ray gripper, you'll probably throw it better than what I did there, but for me it just feels just right in that scallop. So if you're a centre gripper, then definitely give it a try. I'm just going to go back to that grip now, have a few more throws from there. Oh well, that's the Target Lightning Storm. Overall it's quite a nicely balanced dart. I mean, even from that front grip it was flying very nicely through the air, but it's definitely the sweet spot in that centre, and obviously looking at the shape and the design of the dart, it looks as if it's designed to be gripped there. So if you're a centre gripper, I would definitely recommend you give it a go. Front and rear grippers, it's hard to say really. The only problem I have with me is if I was gripping that knuckle, it was moving around a little bit, but it threw well from there, but it just feels as if I haven't got hold of much of the dart there. From the rear, it's difficult for me to say because I'm not a natural rear gripper, so you may get away with it if you're a rear gripper, but I think it's definitely more for a middle gripper. It does look a very nice looking dart with these shiny chrome rings as well. So there you go, that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.